Yo, what's up, guys? It's your host, Darth. Today we have another episode of Introducing to GameFi, Introduction to GameFi 101. I'm so happy to be here as your host. As always, we have Crypto Malaysia, Crypto Billis helping restream this. And today we have our co founder, Irene. Hey, Irene.
Hi, Victor. It's so unfair. I'm trying to still find the picture where I could be a cartoon character but oh well, we're in the metaverse, so I'll stick to what I have.
I think you should give a quick intro to all these listeners out that don't know you, and we can begin.
Sure. Hi, everyone. What's up? My name is Irene. I'm the co-founder and country manager for Indonesia in YGG SEA. Short and sweet.
Nice. I guess I'll just start with the first question then.
Oh,
Um,
we're gonna go straight to it.
yeah, why not, right? We'll keep it short and simple because we all
Oh
know how
gosh,
much
I feel
work
like
you
I'm in
have.
the certainly. I feel like I'm put straight right in the firing zone. But yeah, like Victor say, thanks everyone. I hear something interesting just now, crypto bilis, which reminds me of my favorite food, ikan bilis, before I become vegetarian. It's one of those small little fish that's a bit salty that is very famous in Southeast Asia. So it's interesting.
All right.
Anyway, go ahead, Victor.
Good foodie term before we start. Now you're making me hungry again. Oh,
That's the purpose. Mission accomplished.
so being in this, GameFi space, um, how do you relate yourself with the term metaverse?
Okay, being a GameFi space, how do I relate myself being in the metaverse? So imagine this, right? Metaverse is like the universe, right? And the universe, you have humans in it, you have companies in it, and you have all those components in it that's a part of the universe that we all know it. The metaverse is another layer of the universe that have all the other stuffs in it, and one of them is including GameFi in it. So it's another world in a different dimensions. So I think in the past 10, 15 years, 20 years, my God, I'm old. We have like the normal universe that we know, right? The offline versions. And then we have the digital versions. It's just that they didn't put digiverse, right? But you have the online universe that we all know of. And then right now it comes to third level, which is the metaverse that is a little bit different than digital world, but it's on top of the digital world. And how do GameFi relate themselves? It's games. In every single freaking layers of the universe, we all need games. And games is the birthright of every single human being. Personal opinion. I hope no parents are watching this.
Yeah, I mean that's very interesting, right? We've seen in movies with the whole Marvel with multiverse and now this metaverse. We're just waiting for the multiverse and metaverse to combine, right?
Yeah, I'm right. It's the convergence of all. And Victor, the reason why GameFi is something that's very interesting is because DeFi has been around like for like much longer than GameFi, right? But the reason why people can be onboarded into metaverse, into DeFi and whatnot is simply because people love to play. And so GameFi is a very good platform to onboard new users into the metaverse because it's easier to understand, and second, it's more fun to do.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, definitely. GameFi's probably just been around for about a year. DeFi probably like 3, 4 years now. So yeah. So, recently with Terra Luna, 3AC, Celsius, Tornado, so many of these things, bringing us into a bear market. What do you think is the impact of the current bear market on GameFi?
I think it brings in a lot of realism or reality to the players that fun should be number one, and it's not about I know it's called as play to earn, right? But if it's simply play to earn, then you're taking it as a job. But if you use it in terms like play and earn, where in the past playing games has never paid us anything, right? If anything, we're the one who sort of spend the money in order to play games. Why do we have to pay money to play games when we can actually get paid? And of course, the bear market is also a reminder for all the game developers to make the games fun. If the game is fun, regardless of the bull or the bear market, people are going to stick around. And I love this bear market because it somehow shows what we've been talking about since November, our inceptions, right? That we want to build a community that's non-transactional, the community that really are in it to build a family, not in it to simply be there when the bull is here. We all want friends and families and friendships and relationships that are not really based on just when the going is good, then I'll stick around, right? So the bear market right now is a wake-up call for a lot of people, and also you could see which community are the ones that really sticks around. That's important for us in YGGC because, again, like I said, we don't want communities that are only there with us when the bull is here or when the going is good. We want a community that sticks around no matter what as a family. The common goals, common interests. Second layer, game developers, you could see how everyone is struggling to create a game that's fun to make sure that they can retain users that are there for the games. And when the this is very important because when the bull market is back, everybody is going to come back. But at least you have the OGs that are there to support your games and to support your community. So that's what the positive impacts that I feel is good on GameFi.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, right? You see so much stuff happening with marketing and the events that are going up. I know that you've been going to a lot of events.
Yeah, man, I've been going to a lot of events. Immediately, it's like traveling on steroids after COVID.
Yeah, do you want to share some of your experiences for the people that aren't traveling, such as myself?
I sense jealousy right there. But you mean the events itself or the traveling bit? Airport is
Oh, like
full.
I'm pretty sure our listeners would want to know about like these crypto events, and they want to learn more about like even meeting people and such.
Yeah, so okay, I'll start with traveling after COVID, right? I'm not going to go to the airport stuff and whatnot, but a lot of us, we have built connections, meaningful connections over the past 2 years during COVID. And being able to travel, going to all these crypto events, it enables us to see uh, people and connect with people in person, which deepen the relationship to a whole new different levels. We did the first offline events when COVID was still, well, there but not there. We were a bit naughty. We started off in Jakarta back in April before the before the borders were all open. So yeah, so we started that in with Karafuru. It's a Karafuru festival. It's an offline event in Jakarta, and we started a small booth, and we brought three partners of ours to exhibit there so that they could get to know people, get to know like who are our scholars, who are potential users, and we also do the same in Vietnam. So if you guys were in Vietnam, you would have seen the huge booth that we had in the blockchain day in Ho Chi Minh City, and we also participated in one event, P2E Expo in Bangkok. That's pretty big as well, where all the P2E guys came together. Now, the best part of it is we get to see our game partners, right, and solidify ourselves as the partner that have deep roots in each and every country. We have offices in the countries that we are in, and we continue to expand throughout Southeast Asia because we want to be local, right, in each of these countries. We want to be the friendly face. If we are the friendly face, then we have to understand, respect, and speak the local language. That when we bring the game partners to come into these events, we also bring in our scholars, our community leaders to come in to represent these games, right? Or any local personnel to represent these games or these partners, so that communication is not an issue. And we feel that I personally feel that the vibe is there, even though I'm useless when it comes to speaking Vietnamese or Thai, but having a person who can speak locally, it helps. And also meeting scholars in person, it's surreal, Victor. Like you've been talking to these scholars for how many months now? Since November, right? And they've been so supportive during the bear market and the bull market. It's and the impacts that changes their life, where they come and just thank you and say that, hey, thank you for doing this, because the impact is great. And they tell us their stories, and I'm like, oh my God, it's so tiring to do all these events, but hell, it's worth it. To see it and to hear it from Discord is very different. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And speaking of scholars, how do scholars earn? How do the GameFi people earn their subsidies or tokens and whatnot?
Yeah. So for existing scholars, right, and for new scholars that continue to come in, I guess there are two ways of looking at it. First, of course, earnings has dropped, and a lot of focus are put in the crypto space. Where else, if you look at the Web 2, brick and mortar or digital companies, the startups, a lot of the stock market has also fallen by more or less similar percentage, right? If not that bad, they have, but not too far off. So the good thing is that a lot of the newbies that come into the GameFi right now that we are recruiting, they are, one, hardcore gamers. Second, those who have been playing games, casual games, and would like to earn a bit of income. And third one, people who are low income levels, scholars who would appreciate $1 per day or whatever amounts that we could have. In Indo, I could tell you, Victor, I've got a community who used to eat once a day because they simply didn't have the means, or there was no jobs available for them, right? And so it might be small for you and me, but it's meaningful for pockets of communities that we reach out to. It's more difficult to reach out to them because we have to onboard them to the metaverse, but looking at the impacts is definitely worth it. Now, on existing scholars that have experienced the bull market, are there turnaround? I'm not going to lie, of course there are turnaround, but I'm proud to say that the turnaround is not large, significantly because from last year we have proven ourselves over and over again, back in December even, before the bear market officially arrived, right? When SLP prices were tanking at that time, we immediately launched our second game, Star Sharks, in Christmas time, to sort of show our community that, look, we are continuously looking for new games so that they could play multiple games and they could diversify their income sources from multiple sources, right? Other than games, the way we see it, Victor, you know this, it's not only from the job as a gamer in the metaverse is the first job that we see. There will be other jobs that are being created. So right now, for example, some of our scholars are looking into one being copywriters, is that what we call it? Copywriters or article writers, right, for certain medias on play to earn, because who would know it best if not them who play the games every day. And also Victor and I, we're also working into other supporting functions such as game testers and whatnot. So there are a lot of jobs that will be available in metaverse, and the way I see it is there will be a talent crunch in the next 2 years as the industry grows, and we want to be there to prepare our community to fill up those jobs vacancies. It's very similar with esports 5-7 years ago when it first started, and then 2 years later we couldn't find people.
Yeah, that's so true. I mean, GameFi, just this whole industry is giving so much opportunity to these new people, scholars that I mean, even as a kid, right? I wanted to play games and earn money. Now
As a
it's like a dream.
kid, even now we all do that, right?
That is true. But going back to GameFi and developers. What do you think? How do they sustain through this bear market right now?
The developers, you mean?
Yes.
The good thing is, I think the developers that launched last year's right now they are everyone really is being tested on their ability to manage the company, right? As the project as a company. So one thing is the best thing about the bear market is that every single things that are not working will surface. Every single free riders are going to surface, right? So managerial challenges are one thing that these companies would have to deal with, right? And to make sure that the team is lean, to make sure that it's operated properly. That's one. Second is looking back into their game again, right? Because at the bear market, they would receive whole lots of feedback about what works and what doesn't work, right? And it goes back to the founders. How fast are they in implementing all these changes, especially in the metaverse? One day is like a month, right? So it is a perfect time for those who say that they are builders to really build and prepare for the bull market to come, uh, and they those who sustains, they will be sustainable. It's a very good test for everyone, to be honest, Victor. And YGGC as yeah, well, Victor and I work together on this. We've been reaching out to all our partners and asking like how could we be of service and help, because I feel that this is a good time to sort of get together and help each other out to go through this time. And the partnership and the bond that we foster during this time would be valuable, man. And that's why we go around. Even we go to other guilds as well. Like, how can we help, right? Because there's some guilds that I know only have one game, for example, and their scholars would like to play more games. So we are here to support each other. Yeah, we're in this together.
Yeah, I mean that's so true. Like, it's just running a business, right? As long as you know how to run a business, I think that's the best way to sustain through this bear market.
Exactly. And also, having a partner who interview you in the form of avatar without telling you that he's going to be an avatar, well, that's also something, a diversification. So we exist in two worlds.
Exactly.
I'm
I
just
only live in
joking.
the metaverse. Just wait. Give me a few more months, and you'll see something even more special. You just need
Oh
a.
my god.
It'll be a lot better.
Victor here is the daddy of YGGC in Discord. People will call him like, oh, Daddy Darth.
Not daddy. They call me Papa. Okay. Daddy is a little. Yeah.
Sugar Daddy-ish. It's alright, Victor. We love you regardless.
So, what's the difference for a lot of these listeners out there? We keep saying GameFi and Web 3.0. How is this going to be different? Like, what's the difference between Web 3.0 and Web 2.0?
You mean the games?
Yeah.
Well, the games significantly okay. Web3 is not something. What we present in Web3 is not something new. It's something that we built on top of the Web2 games, right? Elements of a Web2 games, it has to be fun, and full stop. The different and there are currencies in Web2 games as well, right? Web2 games, if you play Mobile Legends, you have diamonds. If you play Candy Crush, you have that candy points or whatever you call that. Every games have points because human in general we just love to compete for those games even though we don't use them, right? And also that's on the a token system. Second part is when you talk about NFTs, it's just different name, but it's essentially the skin and the hero that you get from the drops or you buy from the marketplace, right? What the blockchain technology resolves are a few things. One is ownership. So if you remember when you were playing Pokemon, catching Pikachus from all over the place, and then imagine when you have two, three, four, five Pikachu, and you're like, oh, I need to sell them. There's no marketplace for it because they are they are in the Web2 ecosystem, and what Web3 does is to enable buying and selling of these assets in a marketplace, and the ownership is yours because it's in your wallet, right? It's not in your in-game that you have to sell off all your entire game accounts, and it's open market, so you don't have to barter like Stone Age, right? So that's one thing that Web3 solves. Second thing is also, we all know that diamonds in Mobile Legends are being sold OTC. There are a lot of marketplace that facilitate that. There are also gaming forum that facilitate that, right? So what Web 3.0 does is to enable this to be an open market and to be at a fair price. I think fair price is important. Now, the follow-on questions I believe that a lot of you guys have is that what happens to all the games, like they fall immediately after launch. What's going on, Irene? I got asked these questions a lot of times. And but there are two ways of looking at it, right? One, if we want to get philosophical, look, previously we didn't get paid at all for playing games. Right now we do, as little as it is. But second, fundamentally most important is that because this is so new, right? I can tell you that there are a lot of talented Web 2 game developers who understand the game tokenomics very well, who understand how to get us addicted to playing those games for the freaking skin, for example. They're not here yet in Web 3. So those talents needs to be attracted to come into Web 3 space so they could help with the game tokenomics. That's one. Second is also the economists of the real world. They are also coming to look into this space because it's so huge, right? It's such a big hype on it, to see how to fix it. The bear market is the best time to fix it, to see what we could do. And it's always a chicken and egg situations. Do you bring more users or you not bringing more users? So that is the game tokenomics and game designs that needs to be worked on at the back end. And so that is the biggest challenge that each game developers have. And like I said earlier, how quick you are in twisting that will determine whether or not your games will be up there. But the difference between Web 2 and Web 3 game is it resolves those two big problems on top of any other problems. Yeah. Does that make sense, Victor? Victor is like,
Yeah.
what are you talking about, man? Either that or he's distracted.
No, that or I was actually playing a Web 1.0 game.
Oh wow! Send me
No,
that. Let me whip up
the,
my phone, because you know what? If you want hyper casual game, we have one in Web 3.
oh, you should talk about this.
Talk about what? Talk about hyper casual games. There's one
Yeah.
game of our partners. I mean, it's there are a couple of games, like for example Infinite Arcade is hyper casual. They have a suite of games that you can choose from. OP games, I think those games are also very casual, hyper casual almost, right? Look, I'm holding onto my phone and I'm, yeah. And and there are also come of us that's more or less similar with Candy Crush, for example. My mom plays that games. And so there are a lot of games for a variety of people, different types of peoples. And a lot of people last year is saying that, when you play these games, you're not having fun, you're grinding. But guys, we only had one game last year, right? And it's not fair to say that it's not a fun game. A lot of scholars still play it and they still love the game, right? It's just that you can't have one person. It's like saying you can't make everybody love you, even though everyone loves Victor, but you can't make everybody love you, right? So in the same manner, like games, you can't make everybody in the whole world loves the game. So some people grind it, some people love it because there was only one game. Come end of 2021, early 2022, and today we see there's so many games available out there. And YGG SEA, what we do is, the reason why we invest in so many games and partner up with so many of them is because we want to give the variety of games to our scholars so that everybody have that fun elements in playing it. So they don't have to grind. And again, this is not a new concept, yeah. This is profit and purpose, yeah. It's about, bringing back abundance to your life and, feeling happy and all. Yeah, Victor is like, what the
Sure.
hell is she talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about? So what is next for GameFi then?
What is it? Oh, wow, you're throwing me under the bus right there. What's next for GameFi? A lot of exciting things that's going to happen. as more talents are going to come in, more jobs are going to be created along this chain, and as we onboard more people, the key is to increase the populations within the GameFi space, and that's what we're doing. Even it's the bear market, and you see a lot of shrinkage in guilds, right? Nothing wrong with those. It's just a different strategy. But YGGC, we pride ourselves in being the portal or the gateway, right, to the metaverse, so that everyone can come in with ease and grace. And so we continue to grow our user base even during the bear market. Victor, could you hear like an echo of my voice from your end?
It might be because I'm working off of a monitor. If I turn it down, it might be better.
Of a what?
Yeah,
Ah, okay.
I'll send you a picture later. But yeah, those are pretty much most of my questions. Do you want to add anything that you feel like our listeners should know, especially for GameFi 1.101?
GameFi 101, I'm sure that a lot of you guys here, right, looking into how do I get into crypto? How do I get into blockchain? Well, um, there are easy ways during the bull market where you could just go in and earn shit tons of money, right, immediately. But right now is the best time for everyone to really come in and learn the basics, because when you yeah, sure, earning money is amazing, right? But long-term earning is only sustainable if it's supported by knowledge. And so if I would like to, if there's anything that I could say to anyone here that's listening, would be learn as much as you can, especially during the current market conditions. And I always tell this to my scholars, but this might be cliche, right? Is that when you learn and when you earn and when you play and when you cruise along the metaverse, the opportunity is so massive. Even though you look at your current earning right now is probably very small compared to your uh, someone that you adore, for example, right, in this space. If you look at the history, they have been in this space for so long. There are so many people, the moment the bear market is here, they're like, oh my god, crypto is not for me, buy, this is a scam, right? Or even people who are not even here yet. If we don't know something, if we don't learn about a new thing, then we can't really say that it's bad or good, right? It's like a person. You can't judge if a person is good or bad. That's why there's a saying that you can't really hate anybody the moment you know their life story. Same thing with an industry. And then let's contribute together, let's build this together, because no one organizations can do that by themselves. We rely on our community and we want our community to grow, because when our community grow, we would grow.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the community is such a big help. I mean, just this week I have 3 AMAs. This is the second one. I got one tomorrow. So those that are listening, don't forget tomorrow there's another AMA. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's another AMA. This week was full filled with AMAs.
Yeah, and AMs are great because we are very transparent. So if anyone have any questions, you could just ask Victor. Victor will be an open book. Right, Victor?
Uh, to the full extent that I can, right?
I like how good he is.
Yeah. I mean, I wish I could answer some people's questions and whatnot, but it seems like we're on Facebook, so I don't really use Facebook. And yeah, I think next time for the next episode, I'll try to get some questions by some of the users, some scholars, and maybe we can throw out some questions. And
If
answer
there are any follow-on questions, you could always ask Victor tomorrow in the AMA.
Yeah, but that's usually for the project, right? No one wants to know my what I think, because it's definitely
Guys,
not enjoying life.
Definitely not financial advice. We never give financial advice. All we do is we just share what we know, the little knowledge that we have as we continue to learn in this space. We share it openly with our community.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, do you have any last words for our listeners and whatnot?
Last words will be we love you. Hang in there.
Yeah. So there you guys have it. Another episode with our co-founder Irene and country manager for Indonesia. So yeah, thank you. Thanks, Irene.
Why are you so nervous, Victor? I wonder who's listening. But thanks a lot, guys. Thanks, Victor, for inviting us. I mean, thank you, Poloniex Malaysia, Alchemist Miners, Cool Wallet, Crypto Billis. Looking forward to visit Malaysia again and eating all the great food.
All right. Thank you. Bye. Well, there you guys have it. I was not nervous at all. It was Irene, talking to a co founder. It gets me nervous. No, I'm just kidding. But I hope you guys enjoyed this another episode. And stay tuned for another co founding partner that's going to be speaking about GameFi. So, see you guys later.